That is a really great shot of my new Showa 720s. Those dry gloves mounted on the waterproof Ultima dry glove ring system. Very happy with that system. I'm CJ, your favorite scuba diver with Deep South Divers. If you've been paying attention, then you've seen the previous video where we were diagnosing a leak on the U.S. Coast Guard cutter Chinook. And they have requested a patch be installed. Thus preventing the boat from leaking anymore. Found the leak underneath of this this grate or the screen, depending upon how you what you call it. So I've got to remove that. Inside is a sea chest or a sort of a recessed area where water flows in and out of the vessel. And one of the studs there that held a sacrificial anode or a zinc has got holes all around it from galvanic corrosion. My fingers are on the holes right there. So I'll make sure that the mating surfaces are nice and clean. You can see the paint has been burned back anyway from the galvanic corrosion.
Quit dropping shit on me and make sure it's all mixed up. Let me have it. I knew it. It's not supposed to be crumbly. Go give me another stick. I don't care. Go give me another stick.
This one's 100% soft.
Great. Let me have it. Without dropping it. Got it? Oh, beautiful. There we go. All right. See ya.
So what happened there was we mixed up some putty, and I didn't like the consistency of it. It wasn't mixed very well, and it was hardening before it could mix properly. We didn't have this problem, or we didn't have that problem with this batch of epoxy. So I'll lay it in around the stud there. I'm going to use that stud to make sure that that stuff bonds really well. I'm going to kind of force some of that putty up into the hole around that stud. So I know on the other side that stuff is oozing up through. And I'll build it up, make sure that everything's 100% nice and bonded around the threads of that stud.
For probably a year. Within 60 days, you guys will be hauled out. About 3 hours from now, that'll be solid as a rock. Now, did you actually see some come through the hole? Did you see some of my white epoxy putty coming through the hole at all? Yeah, don't pull it off. Leave it there. I want it to harden in place. Huh? That's good. That's good.
So what the Coast Guard said there was that yes, there had been some putty that oozed up through the hole, and they had flattened it out, which is great because that kind of creates a mushroom effect and it really locks that epoxy in place. Yeah, that's a good looking patch. So I'll just put the grate back in place here. Swinging it on one bolt, which was long enough to allow me to do that. That makes installation and closing things up a lot simpler than having to lift it and hold it in place while you're putting a bolt in. So I'll properly torque each of the 4 bolts for that grate. It's a job well done.
Come up.
Tell my tender I'm coming up. Always slow and steady on a ladder that's facing the boat. I'm between several hundred tons and this ladder, so slow and methodical, very careful there. And of course, because I have a tender today, I'm going to allow him to do as much work as possible, try to take the workload off the diver. And that's it. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next video.